So surprisingly, XRP's price is actually up here today and is actually the top mover in the top 10 right now after obviously the final verdict gets pushed down the road even further in terms of this lawsuit ending. So what's going on? Why is XRP's price up and crypto in general actually looking pretty good here on the weekend? We're going to jump into it. Brad Garlinghouse did have some things to say, Ripple CEO, after dropping the SEC cross appeal. We'll break down all of that in this video, guys, give you guys pretty much all the updates, all the insights you need to know in terms of what's going on with Ripple versus SEC, what Brad Garlinghouse is saying, and how the market is responding to all of that. So real quick, guys, as we jump in here, let me share my screen. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. It really does mean a lot. There's a ton of people who watch these videos every single day, but they don't subscribe. I'm here every single day grinding for you guys, giving you the real information in terms of what's going on. So if you're somebody who is trying to find good, solid sources of information and not just hype boy, moon boy stuff, this is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. I'm not going to tell you everything is dandy when it's not. All right, but we're going to give you guys the most important information every single day. I mentioned this in the video yesterday. A lot of people out there just aren't going to make it. They just don't have the patience, right? They just don't have the patience to make it. But I'm trying to allow people to see what my vision is when it comes to investing. You got to play the long game. You know, we were here with XRP for a very long time before it popped. But let's get into this article from Cointelegraph. XRP spikes 3% after Garlinghouse says Ripple is dropping the SEC cross appeal. So XRP actually spiked up yesterday slowly after Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said the company is, quote, closing this chapter once and for all in its legal battle with the U.S. regulator that began in December 2020. So they're closing the cross appeal. So what does all this mean? It says Ripple's dropping our cross appeal, and the SEC is expected to drop their appeal, as they've previously said. We're closing this chapter and focusing on what's most important, building the internet of value, lock in, Garlinghouse said. The announcement comes a day after the U.S. District Court denied a joint motion from the SEC and Ripple requesting an indicative ruling to reduce a $125 million civil penalty and reverse an order defining primary sales of XRP to institutional investors as securities transactions under Article 5 of the Securities Act. Ultimately, the court granted in part the SEC's request for an injunction and a civil penalty because the court found that Ripple's willingness to push the boundaries of the summary judgment order evidences a likelihood that it will eventually, if it has not already, cross the line. So the ball is back in Ripple's court. They can dismiss their appeal, challenging the finding on historic institutional sales, or press forward with the appeal, Alderati said. And again, they are dropping the SEC cross appeal. So Garlinghouse is just pretty much over it. And the market actually likes it. XRP is up 5%, up to 218, 219, looking actually really good here after bouncing down just a short few days ago, down to 191, 192. It wasn't that long ago, about 6 days ago, a little less than a week ago, that we were down to these levels. Now, if we look at XRP on the daily chart, we are still very much consolidating, trading in a tight range here. If you zoom out here a little bit, we are bouncing here, since that sell-off down to 190, but still very much range bound. We've been talking about this upper part of the range right now, right around 231, 232. That's a crucial level to get up to again, but break through it. And if we were to break through it, we're looking at about, the potential to go up to 265 here, which is the high point we've been back in May, mid-May. But if we look at some of the technicals here, we are starting to see some moving averages flip toward the buy zone. So we are a buy on the 10, 20, and 30-day moving averages now. Still a sell on the 50 and 100-day. But if we look at our EMA 200, We're at 209, looking pretty good there on the EMA 200, but we're trying to flip some of these ranges here, the 50 and 100 day, and again, getting over to 230 and staying there. That's the key, sustaining it. If we got to 230 and sustain it, that would flip all of our moving averages into the bullish range, and that would be something I think worth noting because we went up there and tested it a few times, just haven't been able to hold it. From an RSI perspective, guys, things are looking phenomenal. We're very much hanging in the balance, waiting for a break up or a breakdown, and I definitely think a break up could be in the cards here, as we saw back in mid-May where we got overheated, popped up to 265. We can really go one of two ways here still. I mean, we're still hanging in the balance. As long as we stay above the $2 level, though, things are looking good. We are continuing to watch that $2.09 200-day moving average as well. But I become a buyer every time we dip down below 2. I've been telling you guys this for a really long time. That is going to continue to be my point of entry and my point where I'm going to look to stack my chips. So a couple more details here. Back in August 2024, Garlinghouse argued Torres's decision to fine Ripple Labs $125 million was a victory for the firm, pointing out that it was a 94% reduction from the SEC's initial plan. So it does kind of make sense that, Garlinghouse is basically saying, hey, you know what? We're done with it. We're dropping the SEC cross appeal. We're moving on. And it's time to get business done. It's time to do business. And I think essentially this is going to be a win in the Ripple case. We already know it's been a win from the standpoint of, retail sales of XRP. What's been in question is the institutional side of things. And even if it doesn't get a full closure and they pay the fine or whatever and they move on, does it really matter at the end of the day? No. I mean, all we want to do is move past all this and continue building, right? Now, if you guys do want to come over and trade with me, this is pretty awesome right now with BITUNIX. We're doing something specific with XRP. So you can trade with me right now, sign up, link down below, and you're going to get free XRP. And it just depends on how much volume you do to see how much XRP you get. All right. But we've also got BTC seed link down there, 10% deposit bonuses, chances to win up to $10,000, enjoy up to 40% lower trading fees. And then last but not least, this might be the best offer of them all right now. They're all good offers. You could sign up to all these, by the way. Crypto.com right now. I just partnered up with them. Crypto.com is offering something pretty sick. When you sign up, start trading, your first asset that you start trading on the exchange, you're going to have no trading fees on that asset, only under my name. No trading fees on that asset for 365 days. Pretty awesome. So if you want to trade XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, pick one, start trading with me over at crypto.com. Highly encourage you guys to check out these offers, and we will see you guys in the next video.